All right, it's your girl Kia from Worldviews, and I'm here to tell you how you can start your business in Kenya through our local company, Views of Africa. So we're here on our main page, Worldviews. Click the business tab. Once you click the business tab, it will redirect you to our Views of Africa page. Scroll down to the bottom, and you will find our Views of Africa Business Center. We offer 3 standard business packages. We have our deluxe, royal, and VIP.
So they said Black and indigenous groups across Jamaica, Belize, and the Bahamas have formed a coalition as part of a collective for slavery reparations from Britain and to remove the Queen as the head of state in each country. So the Prime Minister of Belize said, we have already passed a resolution on reparations in the National Assembly, believing that some kind of compensation need to be paid. He said how that will be worked out. Well, then we're still just at the initial stages, but we have done that already. We believe that a great injustice was done to our ancestors here in Belize and that somebody needs to be held responsible. And in this case, it will have to be England or the UK as our former colonial masters. Now, some of them have said they want to join with CARICOM with their reparations plan. And I had the chance of reading their reparations plan, and I'm going to go through it with you. Now I'm understanding why CARICOM here is trying to wedge their way into our reparations fight. I kind of see it now because I'm going to go through the 10-point reparations plan they had, and I'm going to tell you ahead of time, it's shocking. It's shocking. Oh, it's shocking. So let's get to this. Now I will tell my brothers and sisters in Jamaica, Belize, Bahamas, do not follow the CARICOM 10-point reparations plan. Your brother about to go through it. And this is why we are fighting for reparations, and we telling you reparations is cash payments. But let's get to what CARICOM came up with and why y'all need to reject that for you get screwed on reparations. So here we go. Point number 1. They want an official apology from slave trading nations. What an apology going to do? What apology is going to do? Who cares about an apology? I don't want no apology from these people here. I don't need an apology. What's an apology? That's hot air. That doesn't do nothing for me. That doesn't do nothing for the people. Number 2, they say they want support for repatriation and resettlement programs for those that want to live in Africa. Oh, God. Listen, I believe in moving to the continent if that's what you choose to do. I believe in that. It's not reparations, CARICOM, to say you want the UK to support repatriation and resettlement programs of those people that want to live in Africa. You can do that with your own individual governments. That's not reparations. And I'm a big proponent of Africa. And I'm telling you, that's not reparations. Let's go to number 3. Creation of Indigenous Peoples Development Program. That's not reparations. That's something that your governments can do on your own, CARICOM. What are you doing? Let's get to number 4. Support of Caribbean cultural institutions such as museums and research centers. I'm barely through this. I can't. So you mean to tell me, let's go through it so far. An apology, resettlement programs for people who want to live in Africa, Indigenous Peoples Development Program, and Caribbean cultural institutions such as museums and research centers. That's reparations. If I was the UK, I'd give you everything you're asking for so far. That wouldn't cost me nothing to give you. That's supposed to be reparations? Seriously? Let's continue. Number 5, public health programs to address hypertension and type 2 diabetes. Y'all, this is the part of the 10-point reparations plan. Don't y'all got doctors on your own countries to address hypertension and type 2 diabetes in black people? Don't you got nutritionists that can address that right now? Why is that a reparation for the UK to be getting involved with? Or it gets worse, folks. It gets worse. Number 6, creating literacy programs for black people. I'm just so floored as I continue to read this, because when I read it last night, I lost it. I lost it when I read this. You mean to tell me y'all can't create a literacy program in your own country now? Why is the UK, why would that be a reparation for you? I'm trying to figure that out. Number 7, expansion of knowledge of Africa through cultural and exchange programs. Once again, I'm a big proponent of Africa. I am. You can learn a lot about Africa. Go to Google. You can start. Come to our channel. We talk about Africa all the time. We're going places. We're showing things. You can go and learn on your own. You do not need the UK to create any kind of culture and exchange programs. Y'all can create that. That's not a reparation. Number 8, rehab programs for psychological trauma from slavery and underdevelopment. That's not reparations, folks. You have listed 8 things that has nothing to do with reparations. Number 9, transfer of knowledge of tech and science to Caribbean youth. Once again, that's your responsibility as a government to do that. That's your responsibility. And number 10, reduction of domestic debt and cancellation of international debt. By the time they get to talking about some money, they're talking about cancellation of international debt and reduction of domestic debt. But one thing that this 10-point plan by CARICOM did not do, it did not talk about cash payments to the people. When slavery and colonization happened, they got a mass amount of wealth. It was about money and anything attached to money, gold, the labor they made from the sugar cane and all the different things that they made money from, cotton, anything else that they made money from. It was about cash payments. They didn't get their wealth talking about some program going to Africa. They didn't get their wealth off of no knowledge or no tech and no science. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is ridiculous. CARICOM, you should feel ashamed of yourself for putting this together and talking about that's reparations. See, one thing we not gonna let you do, CARICOM, or any of you, come in here in our reparations fight and talk about this crap that I just read here. That's not reparations. Reparations is wealth. Reparation is cash payments. That's reparations. Those slave masters got cash. Let me tell you something about the UK. Do you know the UK had a reparations plan for slave owners? Do you know that? And that plan actually ended, I think, around 2014, 2015, that black people in the UK's taxes were going to descendants of slave owners. They didn't give them a knowledge of Europe. They didn't give them any kind of literacy programs. They gave them pounds, British pounds. Reparations is cash payments. CARICOM, you need to tear this mess up, throw it away, and I'm just going to be, you can call me arrogant. I'm going to be arrogant right now. You need to listen to black Americans right now on this fight for reparations. We know what we're talking about. We talking about the grassroots. We're not talking about NCOBRA and all those Democrat shield organizations that's trying to wedge in everything else but cash payments. No. Reparations is cash payments. If it's not cash payments, it's not reparations. Period. The white man got wealth and cash off of black people, and that's what reparations is. It's addressing those problems. In America, how many times have people gotten money for this pain and suffering? Because I hear some of you silly Negroes pop up and saying, well, you know, there's no amount of money to quantify their pain and suffering. It's not enough. Listen, they always going to quantify an amount. Let's look at something like 9/11. They gave them cash payments. We all could say it's not enough for what happened. We all could say that. It's never an amount of money that can replace the lives of those people. We all can agree with that. But they got cash payments. You look at the situation with Sandy Hook. They recently had a $70 million settlement come with that situation, and they end up suing Remington Firearms. What ended up happening? A $70 million judgment, cash payments. No, nothing their amount they give them going to replace those children, right? But it's still cash payments. You're the only one talking about everything else but a cash payment. This is already standard operating procedure for pain and suffering in America and even throughout the West is cash payment for pain and suffering. So anybody that's trying to come up here and undermine what's already in the norm, then you own some nefarious reasons. And black folk, we got to come hard on the paint on anybody that's trying to speak up in any kind of reparations conversation, talking about anything outside of cash payments. CARICOM, you can mess up your reparations if you want, but you ain't about to come over here and mess up ours. I'm telling you right now. And that's why you were trying to wedge yourself and saying it's not right when black folks over here say, no, it's based on lineage here. Well, it's not right. Oh, now you see it's a good idea. Well, maybe you need to go change your reparations plan up and just say reparations is cash payments and we need that. Period. All this other stuff you talking about in your 10-point plan, that's something you can do in your nations just by the government. That's not reparations. And that's not those people's responsibility either to go do all that for you. Why should they do all that for you? No, get the reparations and you can create whatever program you want. If people want to go back to the African continent, cool. Let them get their reparations and so they can go buy their house or whatever else, land or anything else they're going to buy. But they need their cash payments. They need that. Black people all over the world, anywhere that the British Empire had colonized, you need your cash payment. South Africans, you are in the Commonwealth too, a Commonwealth country. You need to be talking about reparations. Kenya, you could be talking about reparations. You know, people in Hong Kong can talk about reparations too. People in India could be talking about reparations too. I believe it needs to be a global movement about reparations, definitely for black people, but anywhere that the British Empire had colonized, you could talk about reparations. Put the pressure on them. They got it. They got it. They need to pay that. And you want to be real, the British owe black Americans reparations because it wasn't no America in 1619. America didn't start to 1776. So from 1619 all the way to 1776, the British had my ancestors enslaved. So the UK, you owe my ancestors reparations too. Let's call that what it is. It's not just the American government, it's you too. So we all got a claim against Britain about reparations. Yeah, we need our reparations, Britain. We need that too. Because don't just call out the American government when Britain enslaved our ancestors first. Well, y'all let me know, with some class participation. Leave in your comments what you think about this reparations plan that's garbage by CARICOM. And we have to all start applying pressure to these governments. Like I say, don't let Britain escape because they actually more responsible for the slavery in a lot of nations, way more than just the U.S. Britain was horrible on the colonization, what they did to people. And they owe reparations big time. To a lot of people. They owe that. And make sure in your participation in the class, click that like button. We're trying to cook over here. We're trying to cook the devil here. So we want to make sure click that like button, spread this in the algorithm. But yeah, y'all let me know. And we need to start calling these folks out. We need to keep calling them out. They owe reparations all over the world, Britain. They owe us too. And we got to get that. Thank you for watching and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store.